Alright, advanced guitar, welcome back. We're getting into the good stuff now. So I recommend you pull up on your browser, on your smartphone, your laptop, or your computer screen, pull up the guitar modes. And this is something that I think you should study on your own, but we're going to go through all 7 of them. Because this is advanced guitar, I want to take the next step in your journey, and I want to get you familiar with all 7 of the modes. Now, we did the chromatic scale, right? Remember, we did that over and over again, and right? And we can do that forever and ever and ever, and we can go backwards, etc. But it gets boring after a while, and when things get boring, we don't really learn. So you could do the natural note scale. We did that too, right? We started on E. But even that, I think after you've done every single one, you'd probably start wondering, well, what's next? Well, the guitar has a lot of options, but what I'm going to do are the modes. And the modes are unique patterns that you should get into your left hand as soon as physically possible. So now that we've worked out a little bit, we've kind of established what you need to do to be kind of, to be part of the advanced guitar world, it's now time to move into the modes. So we'll start with Ionian. I think we did this on day 9, but we're going to go through all 7, so I'm going to go through them pretty quickly. If you want to, you can just go to your browser, so go to Chrome or Firefox or DuckDuckGo or whatever it is. So go to your browser and type in Ionian Mode. That's I-O-N-I-A-N, Ionian Mode. And you will see, probably on the images result, some kind of general layout, some structure, some kind of drawing that tells you how it's organized. Now the one that I like shows the note names on the fretboard, and it shows the C note in red on the 8th fret position. So that's 6, maybe here, right? So we're going to do the Ionian first, and I'm just going to talk through the pattern. And once you get the pattern in your left hand, that's all that matters, because any major sounding song you'll be able to play along with. So let's do it together. Here's C with our middle finger, E string 8th fret. Next note we need is D, so we use our pinky on the 10th fret, okay? Next note we need is E, so C, D, E, we're going to use our index finger on the 7th fret for that. Then we need F, which is right next door, so middle finger on the 8th fret of the A string. Then the pinky will play G on the 10th fret of the A string. Then we need an A note. So C, D, E, F, G, A with the index finger, 7th fret on the D string. Ring finger gives us B, and then pinky on the 10th fret gives us C again. So that's 1 full octave. Middle, pinky, index, middle, pinky, index, ring, pinky. 8, 10, 7, 8, 10, 7, 9, 10. Whatever reference you need, but I really recommend getting the note names in your head and in your fingers as soon as possible. So let's continue the octave. So C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C. Here's our new starting point right here on C. Now we need a D note. The G string 7th fret gives us D. Then we need E, so we use our ring finger. Then we need F, which is right next door, so use your pinky on 10. And then we need G, which is middle finger on the B string there on 8. Then A with your pinky on 10. B on the 7th fret of the E string, and C on the 8th fret. So because you're advanced guitar, I'm going to go a little bit faster than I did for beginning guitar. And I'm just going to play this down and back. And what I want you to do is get familiar, get comfortable playing this down and back without thinking, really. In the beginning, you think about the notes so you don't screw up, but then eventually you're fast enough to not even think about the notes. You just get the feel. It literally is the feel of the pattern. So. Now if you ever get lost, sometimes it happens, where you get lost, you're not really sure where to go. That's where knowing the notes helps a lot. So I know that this note right here is D, and I know this one is E. So because I got lost and I wasn't sure if I should go to the next string or not, I remembered, because this is E, I need an F, and that's right next door. So that's where I use my pinky. And I know that that index is going to be incorrect, because if this one is F, right, then I need a note here, here, and here. And the more you do it, the more you're going to notice these little patterns. Like for example, the B and the G string, they both have this kind of, or excuse me, the G and the D string, they both have this kind of pattern, right? It's the same exact motion with your fingers. Pinky, ring, index, pinky, ring, index, right? Okay, so that's the C Ionian mode, also known as the major scale, also known as the C natural note scale. So it has many names, many faces, but it is the first of the 7 modes, and it is the major. So now we're going to learn the Dorian mode. So go back to your browser, and let's get ready for the next one. So just type in D-O-R-I-A-N and space word mode. So Dorian mode. And again, try to find an image that starts somewhere on the guitar, and some of them are nice because they show you different starting positions. Okay, so let me pick one that I think will be suitable for us. Yes, this will do. So for this one, we're going to start on the 10th fret. And I might actually teach this a little differently, but let's just do it and follow along. So the 10th fret is where you're going to start, and you're going to start with your index, okay? So let's just work through it and see how much I like this one that I arbitrarily picked. So the Dorian mode starts on the D note, or at least we should learn it first on the D note. So we're going to play the 10th fret on the E string. There's D. And we're going to basically play the D natural note scale. That's what Dorian is. So we're going to play D, then E on the 12th fret, then F with our pinky on the 13th fret. For those of you with classical style guitar, you're probably turning your fingers a little bit and trying to work around where the body of the guitar meets that 12th fret, and that's okay. So again, D, E, then F is right next door on 13. Then we need a G, which is right here with the index. And then we need an A with the ring here. Now, you have a choice with Dorian. You can either play with a super pinky or without, and I teach it with a super pinky. I prefer to play the scale without moving my index down. I prefer to stretch out my pinky rather than move my index down, and that's because I want to keep my anchor, my index finger anchor, on the same fret at all times, if possible, because it allows me to continue playing chords without being interrupted. If I play down here, I'm playing a completely different bar chord. So, with that out of the way, let's do it again. D, E, F, G, A, right? And now we need B. So we're going to use a super pinky here. So we're skipping over a fret with that pinky. And that gives us the B note. The index gives us C on the D string. Ring finger gives us D, and we're going to have to super pinky again to get an E note. So I'm super pinkying to the 14th fret. Then I need my F. Then a G. Then I need A, so I'll continue down. And there's my last note right there on the D. So let's work through it again, note by note. D, E, F, G, A, super pinky, B, C, D, super pinky, E, F, G, A, B, C, A, or D, excuse me. So this is actually a very easy mode. If you just remember the super pinkies, you'll get used to it. So just like with Ionian, I want you to play the D Dorian. This is D Dorian. I want you to play it going all the way across the strings and all the way back, and try to get familiar with that vibe, that feel, okay? No, that doesn't quite work, right? It doesn't work, so you have to remember the super pinky. That's D Dorian. It's a pretty cool scale, but we have to move on. We have to move to the third, which is called Phrygian. And you may recognize it because we were playing it when we played the E natural note scale. So if we go all the way back to the headstock, we're going to work here again. And so again, if you want your reference, you can type in Phrygian Mode. That's spelled P-H-Y, oh my gosh, I can't spell. Phrygian mode. So type that in. Try to find an image that has a good starting point. In this case, we're going to be starting at the headstock, so at the very base of the guitar. And so we're actually going to utilize the open strings wherever we can. I don't need the reference, but I just wanted to see what you would see if you were to search for it. So we're going to play it with the open position. So the first note we need is E, because we're going to be playing the E Phrygian. Next we need an F. Then we need a G, so we use our ring finger. Then we need an A, so we play an open A. And already this should seem pretty easy for you, considering the chromatic and natural note scales you've been doing. So there's A, then B on the second fret, and C on the third fret. Then D is open, E on the second fret. That's the complete circuit, right? You remember that, that's the natural note scale. Guess what? The E natural note scale has another name, Phrygian, and you can use this anywhere on the guitar. So let's take this opportunity to step it up a notch and see what happens when we apply the Phrygian mode to another note. So instead of playing E Phrygian, we'll play the exact same idea on different starting note. So let's do it on C, why not? So we'll play C Phrygian. Now for this, you might really want to type in C Phrygian mode and try to find either the keyboard or a guitar chart that shows you where the correct notes are. I'm going to use the piano keyboard because I want to be able to logic my way through it and figure out my own pattern. So, starting on the 8th fret, we're going to play C. Now because this is Phrygian, I know that I'm going to have what's called a flat 2. I'm going to have this, the second note, the second thing I play is going to be very close to that first note. It's going to be the next fret over. So I know I'm going to play C, then I'm going to have to play D flat. Then I'm going to play E flat, which will be with my pinky. So that's kind of interesting already. Here we go. C, D flat, E flat. Very cool. Let's continue. So we need C, D flat, E flat, and now we need an F. So if you ever get lost, just climb your way up to the note you need, or climb down from the 12th fret. What I mean by that is, we need an F on the A string. So I'm going to go to the 12th fret here and say that's A. If I go down by 1 fret, that's A flat. If I go down again, that's G. If I go down again, that's G flat. And if I go down one more time, that's F. So that's the note I needed. And that's convenient because I started with my index on the 8th fret here for C. F is going to be right there. So F, C, D flat, E flat, F. Okay, now I need G, so that's just up, skipping over a fret. Now I need A flat, which is right next to G. Okay, so again, C, D flat, E flat. Then I play F, then G, then A flat. Okay, so far so good. We just need 2 notes now. So from A flat, we need a B flat and then a C. So I remember from my Ionian mode that this note right here is going to be C. And it is. I also know that the one right next to it, right below it, is going to be B, which tells me that the one right below that is B flat. So I know that these are my last 2 notes. If I play the whole scale, it's C, D flat, E flat, F, G, A flat, G, A flat, B flat, C. Very easy scale to play. All right, so that's the first part of it. Now we have to complete the circuit all the way across the strings. So again, we're going to go all the way up from C to shining C using Phrygian this time instead of Ionian. So C, D flat, E flat, F, G, A flat, B flat, C. Just have to repeat that, so let's work carefully. C, D flat, then we need E flat. So you might recall that this one right here was D, so this one will be E flat, so that's very convenient for us. C, D flat, E flat, F, then we need a G, a normal G, so we could either go here to the 12 or step down, right? So G, A flat with the middle finger on that B string, B flat, and C with your index at the very end. That's not so bad. So in total, let's do it again. So index, middle, pinky, C, D flat, E flat, F, G, A flat, B flat, C. And don't get worried if you lose yourself in the note names. Don't worry, we're really just going for the pattern. So if you write down that pattern, however you need to do it, that works perfectly fine. So index, middle, pinky, index, ring, pinky, index, ring. That works too. Or 8, 9, 11, 8, 10, 11, 8, 10. That works perfectly fine too. Whatever reference you need to make sure that you're playing Phrygian. Okay, so then we continue on past that, right? C, D flat, E flat, F, then G, A flat, B flat, C. Nice. Yep. So there's C Phrygian. That's an example of taking a mode and moving it somewhere else. So playing the mode on a different starting note, because Phrygian normally begins on the E note. Okay, so that's Phrygian, and we're almost halfway. The next one is called Lydian, L-Y-D-I-A-N. So type that into your browser, your keyboard. So L-Y-D-I-A-N mode. Pull up an image. Maybe pull up a really good single picture of the fretboard. Let's see, I will choose this one. Well, maybe that's a little too high. I think we'll do it on the first fret, right? So the starting note for Lydian is F. You're starting to notice a trend, I hope. We started with C, then we went to D, then we went to E, and now we're moving to F. So Lydian is starting on the F note, so we'll start on the first fret. And just like with the natural note scale, we're only playing F to F, no sharps, no flats. So F Lydian is F, G, then an A, open, B on the second fret, C, D, E, F, G. We could just keep going because it's very easy. A, then the next note's B, then C on the first fret, then D on the third fret, E, and F. It's a very curious mode. It sounds very strange to my ear, and it's a little interesting. It's interesting to get used to this pattern. So let's try it again. This time I'll call out the fret numbers. So 1, 3, 0, 2, 3, 0, 2, 3, 0, 2, 0, 1, 3, 0, 1. That's Lydian. All right. So we're going to move right past Lydian. We could go backwards if we want. So F, E, D, C, B, A, G, F, E, D, C, B, A, G, F. All right, that's Lydian. Let's take this moment to get our left hand ready because we're going to push all the way to the end. The next 3 are a lot of fun, very easy to do, and they're quite memorable too. And I think you're going to like practicing all 7 of them. So once we're done with this, we are done with today's class. So it is a one and done, and you have 7 different modes you can practice all the time and really get used to it in your left hand because that's where all the solos will come from. Okay, the next one up is Mixolydian. So that's spelled Mixolydian. So just like Lydian, but adding mixo in the start. Mixolydian mode. Pull it up in images. I'm going to pull up the keyboard again because I prefer, well, this one has it on F. Maybe I won't use that one. Maybe I should type in G Mixolydian because that's what it is based on. Okay, I'll do that. So I'll type in G Mixolydian mode. All right. Some of these charts are really excellent because they show you all the different positions you could play these modes in. But for the sake of simplicity, let's do it starting on the 3rd fret. Okay, so this is G right here. So we're playing G Mixolydian. Again, you might notice the trend. C Ionian, D Dorian, E Phrygian, F Lydian, and now G Mixolydian. So we're just going up from C to C and hitting every note in between. So all those white notes have their own name. This one is Mixolydian on G. So we'll start this one with our, let's do this with our middle finger. So our middle finger will play G. Then your pinky will play A. So we're not going to use the open strings for this. So G, A, B, C, D, E, F, G. There's one circuit right there. G, A, B, C, D, E, F, G. Now if we keep going, we've got G here with the pinky, then A, then B is going to be 2 frets up, and C is going to be right next door, right? Then we need D, which will utilize that middle finger, then E, F is right next door, but we're kind of in a bind here. We need to go either to the 6th fret or the 1st fret of the next string. So we have to decide. And in this case, I'm thinking I'm going to use a super pinky, maybe. If I don't want a super pinky, I can bring my index down here. Okay? Let's see. So that would be F, and then G again would be on that 3rd fret. Let's work through it again quickly. So G, A, B, C, D, E, F, G. A, B, C, D, E, F, G. You might like that style a little more. I definitely prefer moving my index to the right if I'm going to move it at all, but in the end it's up to you and how you want to play these things. So that is Mixolydian. If I play it backwards, it's, let's see, 3, let's start on 3, so G, right? So play 3, then 7, or 6, sorry, so 3, 6, 5, 3, 5, 4, 3, or 2, excuse me, 5. Then 3, 2, 5, 3, 2, 5, 3. Can get a little confusing coming down, so we should try that again to make sure that we have it. G, F, E, D. Then you need a C. So that's going to be here. C, B, A, then G again, so G, F, E, D, C, B, A, and G. Alright, so there you go. That's how you play Mixolydian on G, also known as the G natural note scale. Okay, on to the most fun one for most people and my second favorite, which is Aeolian. The Aeolian starts on A. So it is the A natural note scale. It's also called the natural minor scale. If you use the Aeolian in conjunction with the Ionian, you will be very empowered on the guitar. You can pretty much play along with any song because every song is going to have major and minor chords. So knowing the Ionian and the Aeolian modes really empower you. So let's do it. Your index goes onto the E string on the 5th fret to produce the A note. Okay, now we need B, so we use our ring finger. Then we use our pinky for C. Next, we need a D, so we go down with our index to the A string on the 5th fret for D. E is with the ring. F is with the pinky. Go down again for G. And A. Let's keep going on the circuit. So we've got A. And now we need a B. So be careful, because this note right here on the G string, 5th fret, is C. It's not going to work. So we super pinky on the D string to hit the 9th fret, and that gives us that B. Then C comes on that 5th fret of the G string, D on 7, E on the 5th fret of the B string, F with that middle finger, G with the pinky, and A again on the 5th fret. Okay, so let's do it quickly. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, A. B with a super pinky. D, E, F. Oops, E. Oh, I gotta go back and do it again. Look at me. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, A. B, C, D, E, F, G, A. There we go. And now if I do it with numbers for the frets to help you, it would be 5, 7, 8, 5, 7, 8, 5, 7, 9, 5. Now this one was B, so C, 7, 5, 6, 8, 5. And that's Aeolian mode. The very last one in the end of today's class is Locrian, and my personal favorite. This one starts and ends on the B string. So we're going to take the same idea that we started with that Aeolian, and actually it's going to feel a lot like Phrygian, so we're going to move to that 7th fret and we're going to just get right into it. Okay, so we're playing all of the notes from B to B, no sharps. It's the B natural note scale, also known as the Locrian mode. So here we go. We're going to play B. Then we're going to play C. So that's 7th fret, 8th fret, 10th fret for D. So B, C, D. Next string down with the index gives me E. Middle finger gives me F. Ring pinky gives me G. Now I need A down here on the D string, 7th fret. Ring finger gives me B, and there's a complete first octave. Practice these 7 modes on your own. You've got plenty of time, plenty of material, so really enjoy it and go after it. Remember, you can take any of these modes once you understand the pattern in the left hand, and you can play them anywhere you want. So to illustrate that, I just played the Locrian mode, which is traditionally starting on the B string, the B note. So we normally would just play B, C, D, E, F, G, A, B. I can do the exact same thing, the same pattern, the same feel, but starting on a different note entirely. I'm not going to say the note names out loud, but I will play another Locrian mode for you. I'll play the C Locrian mode. First I'll play the B Locrian mode so you can hear it. And now I'm going to play the C Locrian mode, so I'm starting now on the C note. And you can go on and play this anywhere you like. So, go have fun, explore the guitar, take all 7, try playing them in different places, and that right there is probably enough of a course on its own. And it's a really beautiful way for you to practice different feels, different solos, different vibes. Okay, and I hope that that's enough for you, and I'll see you in the next one. Cheers.